Have you ever felt like you're creating what you think is great content, but your website's traffic is just flat? It's one of the most common frustrations out there. But what if the problem isn't your content's quality at all? Today, we're going to talk about the hidden traffic opportunities you're probably missing and how AI can be your secret weapon to finally find them.
This quote, man, it just hits home for so many people, right? You pour hours, maybe even days into creating a piece of content, but you're effectively talking into an empty room because you're missing what people are actually looking for. All that effort, while your competitors are somehow scooping up the very audience you want.
So, how do we fix this? Well, the solution is a strategy called content gap analysis, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the process of systematically finding the topics your competitors are ranking for on Google that you have completely overlooked. You should think of these gaps as these untapped reservoirs of traffic just waiting for you. Traffic that's currently flowing to everyone else.
Let's just call this what it is, the hidden traffic problem. These content gaps are precisely why your competitors might be winning. They are answering the questions you aren't. And because of that, they're earning the clicks, the trust, and they're establishing themselves as the authority in your space. But here's the good news. This is where it gets exciting. We now have an incredibly powerful tool to fight back. Yep, I'm talking about artificial intelligence. AI can sift through mountains of data to pinpoint these gaps with a speed and a precision that was, frankly, impossible with the old-school manual methods.
To really appreciate what AI brings to the table, let's take a quick look at how this used to be done. The before picture. Traditionally, finding these gaps involved hours upon hours of just painstaking manual labor. We're talking endless spreadsheets, competitor site crawls, and honestly, a lot of guesswork.
This visual says it all, doesn't it? The old way was just a mess, slow, manual, and really just focused on individual keywords. But the AI-powered approach, it's like a clean, organized, intelligent network. It's fast, it's automated, and this is the real game changer, it performs semantic analysis. It understands that best running shoes for beginners and how to start jogging are part of the same topic, not just two separate keywords.
This iceberg visual is perfect because it shows exactly what you're missing with those old methods. You might see the keyword at the tip, right? But you're totally blind to the massive opportunity underneath. You're missing how all these searches are related, you can't see how deep a competitor's content really is, and you miss all those crucial little subtopics that Google uses to figure out who the true authority is.
All right, so how do we actually do this? Let's get practical. We're going to move into a simple blueprint, starting with phase 1, finding the gaps. This is where we lay all the groundwork and start to uncover those golden opportunities.
So this phase is a 3-step journey. First, we'll define our own territory with our core topics. Then, we'll basically become spies and analyze what our competitors are up to. And finally, we'll unleash the AI to organize all that intelligence into clear, actionable groups. Step 1 is the foundation. It's super important. You need to clearly define your main content pillars. So, for example, if you run a site about digital marketing, your core topics would be things like SEO, PPC, email marketing, and so on. These categories are going to guide your entire analysis.
Next, you turn your attention to the competition. You need to analyze their top-performing pages and really look for patterns. What themes do they hit over and over and over again? Which articles are their biggest traffic drivers? What little subtopics are they covering that you aren't? This whole process reveals what's already working in your niche.
Okay, this is where the AI magic really happens. Instead of staring at a giant, overwhelming list of individual keywords, the AI groups them into these meaningful topic clusters. So instead of seeing a dozen random keywords, you see a clear topic, like email marketing, with all its related subtopics neatly organized. This lets you see the entire topic ecosystem at a glance. It's a total game changer. Okay, so we found the gaps. Now what? That's where we move into phase 2. This is all about building an actual actionable plan. It's about turning all that great analysis into a concrete content roadmap that's going to drive your growth. And this phase is also a 3-parter. First, we're going to hold up a mirror to our own content to see where we stand. Then, we'll get strategic by prioritizing the biggest and best opportunities. And finally, we'll draw the map that will guide our content creation for months to come. So, step 4 is a moment of truth. You take those topic clusters you found and you hold them up against your own website. And you have to ask yourself honestly, which of these topics have we actually covered well? Where are the obvious glaring holes? This process is going to highlight the exact areas where you either need to create new content or go back and improve what you already have. Now, you can't tackle every single gap at once. You have to prioritize, and this table breaks it down perfectly. You need to evaluate each opportunity based on a few key questions. First, are people actually searching for this? Is there real demand? Second, does it attract the right kind of audience for your business? And third, can you realistically compete for it and win? You gotta focus on the gaps that tick all three boxes.
And finally, you build the roadmap. Now, this isn't just a list of blog posts to write. It is a structured plan to build a whole content ecosystem. You create these big, broad pillar pages for your major topics, then you write detailed supporting articles for all the subtopics, and, this is crucial, you link them all together to show search engines that you are a comprehensive authority on the subject.
So what does this all lead to? What's the end game? It's a fundamental shift. You stop guessing what to write about, you stop throwing content at the wall to see what sticks, and you start making strategic, data-driven decisions that lead to real, sustainable growth.
So let's just do a quick recap of the entire playbook. We started by defining our turf. Then we spied on the competition. We used AI to make sense of it all. We mapped it against our own content. We prioritized the golden nuggets. And finally, we built our roadmap to victory. It's a powerful and, most importantly, a repeatable system.
And here it is, the ultimate payoff. When you consistently follow this process and you fill those content gaps, you're not just getting a little more traffic, you are building true topical authority. You're signaling to search engines that you are the go-to resource in your space, and that leads to ever-expanding visibility.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. After everything we've just covered, what hidden traffic is your website missing out on right now? The answer to that question could be the key to your next level of growth.